So I've done quite a few summary videos on this channel, and they're going to keep on going because I love summer reads. Light, fluffy, cute, beachy reads that are just adorable. Today I'm going to talk about some of my favorite young adult summer romances. And I know I don't read a lot of YA anymore. I just don't. I think it's because I'm turning 36 this year, so I don't connect with the characters because I'm not their age anymore, you know, which is understandable. But I still always have a deep love in my heart for YA books, and especially YA contemporaries. That was my jam. So I have some that I have read somewhat recently in the past couple years, and some that I've read a long time ago that I think are just quintessential young adult summer books. First up, my all-time favorite young adult summer romance, Alex Approximately by Jen Bennett. I love this one. If you love You've Got Mail and are looking for books similar to that, this is one. This follows Bailey, who is a film fanatic, and she meets a guy on her film forum named, I forget what his name is, Alex, and they talk a lot, and basically she learns that she is moving where Alex lives because her dad lives there in this small kind of coastal beachy town in California, only she doesn't tell him that. And so she goes there, maybe hoping to scope him out. She gets a job at like this local museum where she meets a guy named Porter, and basically it says even in the description you learn that Porter is Alex. So Bailey is trying to figure out, like, are my feelings for Alex real? Because I'm also feeling things for Porter, but they're the same person. You know how it goes, like You've Got Mail. It is adorable. It's set in the summer. It's set kind of near Laguna Beach area. Like, this is just cream of the crop summer romances, in my opinion. If you want any sort of summer romances with YA, Sarah Dessen will do you no wrong. All of her books, I think, are set in North Carolina or in the Carolinas. As someone that lives on the coast in Virginia that considers the Carolinas like my sister states, I love that. All of her books are just very beachy, light, with a little bit of depth to them, but my all-time favorites for beachiness is Along for the Ride. I think it has an adaptation. Have I watched it yet? No. Her named Auden, who has insomnia, and so she has to go live with her dad, if you guessed it, a small kind of beachy town. And so she kind of explores the town at night while she can't sleep. There she meets Eli, who is kind of a rugged local, and things happen from there. It is cute, it is fun, it is beachy. Much like Saint Anything, this one again is set in the kind of beachy area. It's about a character named Sydney, and then she meets her best friend's family. It just says about a girl discovering friendship, love, and herself, which I think are what all of her books are about. They all are very kind of similar, but if you just want a good beachy YA time, Sarah Dessen will steer you no wrong. The rest of the story is also another really good one. I would say probably that one over Saint Anything, I would say, is more beachy. A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Namey. I loved this one. So this is about a character named Lila who is really having a hard summer. Her abuela dies. She lives in Miami, and her parents own a restaurant, and her family and like food culture, she loves cooking, is everything. So when her abuela dies, it's really hard on her. And then her boyfriend of a long time decides to break up with her. So she is just distraught with good reason. Her parents are like, maybe she needs kind of like a wake up to help her get out of her funk, you know, to help kind of reset her life. So they send her to her aunt that owns like this kind of inn, if you will, in Britain. And so she goes there and learns about British cooking. She meets a whole slew of friends. One is Orion, I believe. And it kind of goes from there. It is a really adorable book. Romance is kind of the back burner, I would say. More about grief, discovering herself. She's in a whole new country, doesn't know how to really do anything, but she's bringing her Miami custom like Cuban flavor over to there, which is really, really awesome. I love this one. Super cute. Adorable. Epic road trip book, Amy and Roger's Epic Detour, is amazing. This is by Morgan Matson, who also writes very summery books. This is my favorite by hers, and I'll stand by that. There is Second Chance Summer. It's got summer in the title, yes, my friends, but if you want a book that'll make you cry, you go on and do that. But if you want a book that will not make you cry, probably this is the one for you. This is, you guessed it, about Amy and Roger who have to ride across the country to like deliver this car, and it's a road trip, obviously, but they have like little things in there. They'll have playlists, they'll have actual photos from the trip because Morgan Matson actually took the trip herself. So it's really kind of immersive, if you will, and I loved it. It is so cute. It is just adorable. Like, if you want a good road trip book, perfect. If you want a good summer book, perfect. Love this one. Speaking of road trips, we had The Geography of Lost Things by Jessica Brody. Again, this is very, very similar to Amy and Roger's Epic Detour, only Amy and Roger were kind of friends, and actually, you know what, they didn't really know each other, but our characters in this book, which I forgot the name of because I don't own it anymore, sorry, I believe they were either friends or they were exes, and he has to help her drive like a Mustang across the country to deliver it to her dad because she can't drive stick, and there they kind of talk about their feelings, their relationship, all that kind of stuff. Again, it's a super cute road trip book. When I think of road trips, I do think of either summer or fall, so there you go. We have one that is kind of a gut wrencher, and that is Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. It has a very summery setting, but it is very, it's a tough one. So this book follows two different characters. You follow Camino and Yahira, and they live worlds apart. Camino lives in the Dominican Republic, and every summer she is so excited because her father comes to visit for them for the summer, and she loves that. She doesn't really know who he is other than the summer. Then we have Yahara, who lives in New York, who sees her dad constantly, her dad, her mom, but her dad always goes away for the summer. You can sense where I'm going from. Basically, one year when Camino's dad is going to visit them in Dominican Republic, his plane crashed, and this is actual facts of this book, of it crashed on the way there, and sadly he lost his lives. There, Camino and Yahara learn that they are sisters that they never knew about. They share the same dad, they had no clue, and so they kind of bond over it, and they go to and Yahira goes to the Dominican Republic to learn more about her sister, her culture, and things like that, and it is stunning. It's set in Dominican Republic. It talks about these two girls have the same father, but they grew up yet vastly, vastly different. It is a beautiful book. If you haven't read Elizabeth Acevedo, do yourself a favor and read her. Then we have one that I have not read yet, but hopefully by the time this goes live, I've read it, but it is very summery. Betting on You by Lynn Painter. She wrote just Better Than the Movies, which I love and adore. I don't feel like that's summery because it's set during school, but this one I feel like is 100% summery. So we have a character named Bailey and one named Charlie, and they meet in the airport, and they learn that they have very vastly different opinions on love, and they keep running into each other like throughout the year. They learn that they work together at like this kind of really big water park, like, I don't know, I think of the Great Wolf Lodge almost, if you will, like a hotel, but also like water park, but also play. It's like basically like a huge resort, if you will. And so they basically start getting feelings for each other, but Charlie has a secret that involves Bailey and another bet Charlie may have made. Can the two make a real go of things, or is Charlie's secret doomed them from the start? So interesting. I need to read this one. So it's summery because of the setting, and I just think Lynn Painter's books gotta cut that summery setting. Last book I want to talk about is Love and Olives by Janet Evans Walsh. Actually, her whole series, this series is perfect to read in summer because each one of them is set in a different country. Love and Gelato, the first one, is set in Italy. The second one, Love and Luck, is set in Ireland. And the third one, Love and Olives, is set in Greece. This one's the most summery to me. We follow a character, I forget her name, but she had a very close relation with her dad. He was always off to discover Atlantis. Oh my gosh. You want to talk about an amazing Disney movie that doesn't get nearly enough credit, is Atlantis. Like, it needs to be talked about more. I need to rewatch it. Either way, they always talked about discovering together. Then her dad just kind of dipped and never talked to her. Now she's about to graduate high school, and her dad's like, hey, come to Greece, to Santorini. I found it. And she's like, holy crap, you know, I don't like you anymore. You're kind of a not good dad, but I want to see this. And so she gets there and learns that he has not found it, but he's on the cusp of it and really wants her help. And so she goes, and it's just a very summery setting. It's set in Santorini, Greece, for goodness sake. When you think of Greece and Santorini, you think of summer. Like, I want to go there so bad. It makes me think of Sister of the Traveling Pants, which is another great summer romance. If you want to read some amazing series, if you want to read an amazing series for summer, The Sister of Traveling Pants will do you no wrong. Still an OG, still one of my favorites. Love it. But either way, I do love this one. I think it's my favorite of the series. It's about like a daughter and father reconnecting. She also has a love interest. It's super cute. Some of my favorite young adult summer romances. I do still try to read a few young adult books every year, but I still always have a soft spot in my heart for them. I just always will. I would love to know, what are some of your favorite young adult summer romances? Please leave them in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.